Alright, so I try to read and respond to as many comments on the videos as I can, and I've been seeing a pretty good amount of comments recently asking why I haven't put a Powerglide in this truck. So I figured since so many people have asked about it, and to be honest I don't have anything else to film today, why not make a video talking about it? I feel like to a lot of people the answer is going to be pretty obvious, but for those who have been asking, I'll kind of go over things in a little more detail. So for anybody who doesn't know or isn't familiar with this truck, this is a 2000 GMC Sierra that I call Goldie Hawn. Obviously, because it's pewter, makes perfect sense. And it has your pretty basic run-of-the-mill 5.3 custom Texas speed cam, TBSS intake, Summit S475, JEGS 3800 stall behind it with a turbo 400. To be honest, it's a super basic build. There's not really a whole lot special going on with it aside from maybe the cam. I mean, the heads have some titanium parts in it, so that's pretty cool, but aside from that, it's really nothing super special. Now, James Brown, however, does have a Powerglide in it. And this is also a turbo 5.3, so why did I decide to go with a Powerglide in this and a turbo 400 in the truck? Well, it mostly comes down to the weight of the vehicle and the power that they're making. See, the truck obviously weighs a whole lot more than the RX-7 does. The truck is 4,400 pounds. The RX-7, I'm hoping, will be less than 3,000 pounds. I'm hoping closer to 2,900 with me in it. So when you take the weight of the vehicle with the power that it's making, which I know the truck on about a 10-11 PSI is right around 500 at the tire, there's a lot of weight to be overcome. So it needs a whole lot of mechanical advantage. So the Turbo 400 suits the truck a whole lot better because it has a much shorter first gear. It's 248 to 1. And then the Powerglide, depending on what gear ratio you have, 176, 18, 182, it's a much taller gear ratio. And you can get away with having less power in a lighter vehicle, like the RX-7. Depending on how much boost I put to it, it'll be around 650 to the tire, which in this day and age is not a ton of power. Now, would a 400 have worked in that car? Yeah, absolutely. But because it's such a light car, there's the chance that, like, as soon as I'm at the 60 foot, I'll have to shift from first to second because it's just RPMing through it so quickly. That's why I went with the Powerglide in that. Plus, it's a whole lot lighter, helping to keep the weight down. I don't remember offhand what the weight difference is between a 400 and a Powerglide. I think it's like 20 pounds. And then on the other end of that, why not a Powerglide in the truck? Like I said a few minutes ago, the truck is super heavy for a drag vehicle. It's 4,400 pounds, so there's a lot of weight to overcome. So that 248 first gear helps tremendously there. I could run a Powerglide in it, obviously, but the first gear disadvantage that like 1.8, let's say, first gear would have, it would be a dog off the line. The like 1.8 60 foot that I had would have probably been closer to like a 2.0 or 2.1. And then there's always someone saying, well, a Powerglide doesn't have the drivability of a Turbo 400. That doesn't make any fucking sense. They both have a 1-to-1 top gear, so the drivability is the same. What are you talking about? You're an idiot. You think just because this has 3 gears, it's a better drive? I mean, what if it was a 6-speed, but it was like 6.2 to 1 first gear, 5 something for whatever, and it was still a 1-to-1 top gear? It would have the same drivability as the Powerglide. Hello? And then for anyone wondering like what transmission you should use in your setup, kind of depends on what your setup is, like how much it weighs, how much power it's making, your shift points, your rear gear, things like that. To me, there isn't really a wrong answer. I mean, obviously there is a wrong answer if you go with a Powerglide in like a Hummer, you know, but I mean, that's a pretty extreme example. Like, if I really wanted to, I could get away with a Powerglide in the truck. I just don't think it's the smart move for the way the truck's set up right now. Now, obviously, there are people running Powerglides in those trucks and they're having success with it. I think Flacco has a full-size truck with a Powerglide in it. I could be wrong there. But he's also making double, if not triple, the power that I'm making right now. I wish I could tell you for sure that if your vehicle is set up like XYZ, then this is the transmission you want to go with, but there's so many variables. Are you running 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile, full standing mile? You know, there's just so many variables that you're gonna have to take into account. I don't think you can go wrong with either transmission. I think either one is a phenomenal choice, but you definitely want to get the one that's right for what you're trying to do. So I hope that kind of explains why I haven't put a Powerglide in the truck. Like I said, to some of you it's probably like, well, no duh, it's a heavy truck, not making a ridiculous amount of power. To others, they're still probably gonna be like, well, a Powerglide would still be better for you. It is what it is. And for everybody else asking, I'm absolutely 100% never gonna put a manual transmission in that truck, ever. This I mean, I did keep the third pedal in it, so down the road, if I felt like it, maybe. Probably not, but there's like a 2% chance that maybe down the road it'll have a manual in it. The Monte Carlo, probably not. The S10, probably not. Honestly, if I was gonna do a manual build, I would buy something that already has a manual in it. What I'd like to do is a Fox body, like an actual Mustang. If I could find a nice clean notch, even if it was just the T5, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to sneak that in there real quick because there's still a surprising amount of people that ask why I haven't put a manual in the truck. I think that's just a bad idea. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was somewhat informative. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.